When we have a rational exponent and the numerator is not 1, we're just going to use a couple of tricks to make it look like a problem that we already know how to solve, namely a problem where the numerator is 1. And to do that, we're going to have to remember a couple things from elementary school. The first is that if you have two fractions and you multiply them together, you basically multiply the top by the top and the bottom by the bottom. For example, if you had 3/8 multiplied by like a 5/7, it would equal 3 times 5 is 15 over 8 times 7 is 56, right? So top by top, bottom by bottom. So that would mean that I could take this 32 to the 3/5 and I could rewrite that as 1/5 times 3. Because 1/5 times 3, that 3 is really 3 over 1. Top by top is 3, bottom by bottom is 5. So 1/5 times 3 does in fact equal 3/5. So we haven't changed anything yet. And then we can use this property of exponents. It says, we're going to use this property of exponents that you've been using for the last couple of days, but in reverse. So the last couple of days, if you guys had seen something like a squared cubed, you would know that if you have a power to a power, we multiply these powers, and you would write this as 8 to the 6th. We're going to use that idea backwards. Here we have an x number, and these two exponents are multiplied. That means we can think of this as 32 to the 1/5, and all of that then to the third power. Because what would I do if I saw these two things? I'd multiply them together. And if I multiply them together, I would get this 3/5. Now I will just tell you, normally when I'm doing my own work, and when you guys do your own work, you don't need to show this step. And if you're wondering, hey, is it as simple as me just taking that numerator and putting it on the outside here, and then whatever that denominator is, leaving it in the bottom? Yes, that's what we're doing every time. But this is kind of why we're able to do that. So at this point, what I can do is I'm going to look at this part of things and just focus on the inner parentheses. And I know that this is asking me to find a number that multiplies by itself this many times to give me 32. So after some guessing and checking, I know I'm looking for an even number. As we've had before, if 6 times 6 is 36, that's already too big. 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 more is 6, that's too big. But if I take 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 more is 8, times 2 more is 16, times 2 more is 32. This part becomes 2. And then I will raise that then to this third power to get a final answer of 8. So at the end of it all, 32 to the 3/5 power ends up equaling 8. We're going to constantly use this trick of taking that fraction and breaking it up so that the numerator goes on the outside and the fraction on the inside is a unit fraction. And then it's like a bunch of problems we've already practiced. So good luck with this.